Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of my beginner's guide to Dark Souls. So we're going to pick up right where we left off. I'll explain quickly the bonfire and soul system. You can see down there in the right corner we have 2,344 souls. Souls are used to level up, purchase upgrades, purchase items. They're basically just the currency of the game. You gain them by killing enemies, of course, defeating bosses, using soul items and such forth. You can level up in here. The way you level up is you just move the counter over to whatever number will allow you. You can see it costs more souls per level. And you can see the changes over in blue on the right for what the stats actually do for yourself. So we have enough souls for a few levels. I think we'll bump our vitality up to 12. And let's get our dexterity up to 15, since we're going to be using some dex weapons in this build. So we're level 7 now. And I'll quickly explain humanity too. We got 1 humanity from defeating that last boss, the Asylum Demon. What humanity does is basically allows you to engage in online play, and it turns your character back into human form and not this ugly undead face that we see here. When you have humanity as an item down there, you can use it with the X button, which I will do now, like an item, and it will add up to your humanity counter up top there. See, now I have 1 humanity in my counter. That is 1 active humanity, and that humanity is actually affecting my character. If we go back to the bonfire, we can reverse our hollowing, and what reversing our hollowing does is turns us back into human form, as you can see here. You revived a human. I now have my human look. Hooray. This also does enable me for online play, so in areas where the bosses have not been defeated, I can now be invaded or summon other players for help. If you go to this corpse, there'll be some humanity. What I would recommend doing is kindling bonfires. What kindling bonfires does is increases the amount of Estus flasks that the bonfires give you. Usually bonfires only give you 5 Estus, but that bonfire right there gives you 10 from the beginning, so you do not have to kindle that bonfire. So, of course, with every game you're going to want to run around, explore the area. There's a NPC down here, you should probably talk to him. Actually, let's see this bloodstain here, see how someone could die in this area. Oh, where's he going? Oh, looks like he's going off the cliff. Yep. Gotta watch out, this game, it's pretty easy to run off a cliff. Just gotta watch out where you're going. So let's see what this guy has to say.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess, fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
So if you remember what that knight told us last night about the Bells of Awakening, it appears that it rang true, because apparently there are Bells of Awakening, and we should go ring them, and something will happen. So what do you say? One's up above in the undead church, right? So we need to go up. Up. Yeah, up is a good way to go. But before you go up, you should explore the area, of course. It's always, like I said, exploring is very key in this game. You'll find hidden things, things you're supposed to find. You know, it's not a straight shot to the bosses always. Which it usually never is. So we're going to go up here, and we'll see another character up here, so we'll go talk to him and see what he has to say.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Firelink. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
So, he doesn't seem very friendly, so let's see if he has anything else to say.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Oh, so he's giving us a copper coin.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Yeah, I think miracles would please me.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
You have to join his cult, unfortunately, to access his miracles. His covenant, it doesn't really have many benefits. It's very good for low-level players. It increases your chances of finding other players in co-op who are also part of this covenant. So we're just going to go ahead and join it, because we're not really part of the covenant now. It doesn't really matter.
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
So miracles are faith. They scale off of faith, and you need certain faith levels to use them. So that's why probably won't be able to use any now. You can see there's a whole bunch of miracles here that we could use, but they're very expensive, and we can't even use them. So we may come back here later. But for now, we're just going to learn his gesture, which is the shrug gesture. I like the shrug gesture. And anyway, you can just leave this guy here.
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
So let's see what that copper coin is. I encourage people in this game to look at item descriptions. You go into the menu here, your inventory screen, and you hit the X to toggle display, and it'll bring up a detailed description of items. This can help you if you're lost. A lot of keys and other items will tell you where to go. So let's see, copper coin. Made of copper, it's facial, old man McCloyth, god of medicine and drink. So apparently it has little value in Lordran, where the accepted currency is souls, so we may find a use for this later, but right now it appears to be a useless item. So let's head up here. Exploring as always, it's always good. Let's keep going up. There's an item over here. It's yet another soul item. We'll use those later when we get to the next bonfire. They give you, I think, yeah, about 200 souls, so it's good to stock up on those and use them all at once. If you drop down here, no, you won't die if you drop down. A lot of people think you will. There's actually a hidden pass over here, and you can come out here, and there's a whole bunch of treasure chests. And you can grab a whole bunch of items that are pretty useful to new players. Homeward Bones, they act like a Hearthstone from World of Warcraft. If you don't know what that is, it basically returns you to your last bonfire at no cost, just costing the one Homeward Bone. So it's very useful if you just are out in the open and want to go back to use up your souls and don't want to have to run back through something deadly. I picked up a Morningstar and Talisman back there. That's for faith. The Talisman is used for casting miracles, and Morningstar is another weapon, but we won't be using that weapon. And here's the Cracked Red Eye Orbs. What Cracked Red Eye Orbs do is, if you're in human form and you're in an area where you can invade other players, you can use this item to invade other players who are within your co-op range and above, and try to kill them to get a humanity and souls. If you're doing this at low levels, you may run into other low-level players, and it'll be a fun test to both your new level skills. But a lot of the times you'll run into high-level players, and it's not very fun. If you run into this area right here, this is where many players go wrong and try to fight these enemies. They're extremely difficult for new players, and you're not meant to go this way initially, so you're gonna want to just back off and run away. What you should do is roll down here, try to make the skeletons run up the stairs. Come over here and pick up this soul item. It's another soul of a lost undead. Come back over here. Hopefully the skeleton. Oh no, they're right here. Just lock onto them and strafe around them. They're pretty stupid. Don't hit them when their weapon is out like that. They will parry you and do a critical attack on you and probably one-shot you. So run up here. Run around here. And yeah, just hold B to run like this. There is another item over here, another soul item, very useful. Looks like the skeleton man has followed us. Just roll down here. So like I said before, if you tag a bonfire, it will reset all the enemies, so we're going to run over here and tag bonfire. Note, if enemies are too close to the bonfire, you won't be able to use the bonfire, and that can pose some issues. So it's good to not wait until they're all around you to rest there. So there's one more item we'll pick up before we'll head off, and it's over here. So come around here and you can pick up some firebombs. Firebombs are pretty useful if you don't have a ranged weapon, which most classes don't at the start of the game. You can open up your equipment screen. You can see all the items we've picked up have been automatically added to our hotbar, which you can cycle through with down on the D-pad. Hit X just to unequip some of these that you don't want. You don't want to, be switching through 5 different items you don't need just to try to get to the one you want. So click this, and then you can add the items you want. We're going to add the firebomb. So now we have the Estus Flask and the firebomb equipped, so we can switch quickly back and forth between them, as you see. And firebombs do really good damage. They can usually one-shot most of the enemies at the start of the game, so if you're ever feeling like there's too many enemies in front of you, you can just pick them off in the distance. But try not to waste them. They don't have very long range. So this is the first little fight of the game. Just get this guy's attention. He's pretty simple. Comes over here. So we know that 2 slashes with the weak attack will kill them. Come over here. This guy will run down here. Let's see if we can kill him with a thrust. 1 thrust does not kill him. It's good to know how many attacks will kill an enemy, so you can kind of budget your stamina. The guy up here will throw firebombs down, as you can see. So if you want to get this guy's attention, just quickly come over here. Kind of strafe around with your shield up, and just try to get him to come over here. So we're going to do a circle around him for a backstab. But as you can see, he's giving us his back quite easily. So just get behind him and hit the right trigger, or sorry, right bumper with your shield lowered. Perform a backstab like that. You can sometimes wait until after killing the firebomber to come get this item, because you sometimes can get knocked off, but you can usually time it and be safe. So just run up here, keep your shield raised if you don't like the fire. Watch out, there's a guy on the left here. Recommend running over here and do this. We're going to 2-hand our weapon. And apparently a 2-hand strong attack will actually one-shot these enemies. So we're gonna do that from now on. Wait for him to throw, and one shot. Oh, here comes number 5. And there we go. So, very easy way to handle that area. Just run up here. There is a soul item over here we will grab. There you go. Always be cautious when going into a new area. Always assess the situation, because you never know what can happen. There's a rat over here. And he will cause poison to you usually if you do not have good poison resist gear. So it's very, very annoying to be poisoned at this point in the game, because you don't have a cure to it, and it'll eat up your Estus Flask. So be careful of the rat. Try to kill him as quickly as possible. So you're going to want to head down here, find this gate over here, but that gate does not open, as you can see. It does not open from this side, so we'd have to come from the other side to open it, apparently. So come up here, and we are going to enter the Undead Burg. So just keep your shield up. Like I said before, a good time to attack an enemy is when they're staggered like that, as you can see. Oh, blocked that actually. So we got 2 enemies here. You can just strafe around them with your shield, wait for a good opportunity when they're not attacking. We do know that 1 attack will kill them, so look at that, 2 for 1. So, we'll fight this guy over here first. He's another firebomb thrower. He can be pretty annoying. So we're going to come over here. He likes to throw things. Really easy to get behind him and backstab him. another thing, if your weapon bounces off the wall like that, it actually consumes more stamina than it normally would. See, look here. Takes up almost half my bar, but usually it takes up about double the stamina when it rebounds off the wall. Didn't that time for some reason, but so yeah, always be careful. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but always be careful to not rebound off the wall. It eats up so much more stamina. So we're gonna go explore. Always smash things in this game. If you've played Legend of Zelda, your smashing instinct will come in handy here. Always smash. Oh, look at that, a soul item. So, come down here. Just look around. There's an entranceway right here. And there's another item over here. Soul of the Lost Undead. Yet another one. We'll have lots of those to use once we get to the next area. So, these guys will climb up here. I think one thrust will probably be able to take down these enemies, so yeah. So just stay at a distance and do a nice thrust. Be careful of that thrash attack he just did. It can be very dangerous, and if you have no poise, you can get locked in it, and it can actually kill you if all the hits directly land on you. So yeah, be very careful of those enemies. They seem very weak, but in numbers they're extremely dangerous. You can see here these guys are actually hanging off. All you can do is just you can actually hit them, and they'll fall off like that. Yep, so now there's only 2. Usually fight an ambush of 4 there. They got me in a corner here. Yep, just be cautious. They don't do very much damage. Pick up this rubbish. Rubbish does nothing. It actually says in the description that you'll be insane if you carry it. So apparently we're insane, right? Leon is insane? Yep. Maybe we'll find a use for rubbish later, but right now it's just rubbish. So, come up here. You can see, apparently those guys we knocked off just died now, and we're getting the souls from them now. Very strange. So, come over here, and there's another item over here. And it's a humanity. Humanity, of course, very useful. Try to stock up on these. Don't waste them. They're very useful. Oh, what? Apparently this guy came around. I don't exactly know how he did that. Huh. That's very strange. Anyway, see, now we're back at before we went through that white fog gate. Lots of stuff to smash in here. I will say there's actually nothing to smash in here. Well, of course there's stuff to smash, but there's nothing to find in the wreckage, so don't bother. So of course, traversing white light, always be cautious. Usually it does mean boss, but this time it did not. So we'll come over here, and there's another item. So yeah, dragon just flew by and headed off toward that bridge. Good thing we didn't run up there. Maybe it would have been crushed. I don't know. Well, I do know, but you don't. Anyway, yeah, we might have to deal with him later. He did fly off towards that bridge, so dragons are usually fought on bridge type areas in games, so who knows? We could fight him. So come up here. There's a guy shooting a crossbow there, and he can give you a huge headache if you try to run up there. So just pull this guy down here, let him do his thing, and one-shot him. Come up here, just hold your shield up. The arrows won't do anything. They don't take up much stamina. This guy will actually run down from all the way over there, so you can just chill over here. Wait for him to get his act together. Cause, yeah, there you go. There you go, buddy. Alright, come on. So, yep, just stab him. Oh, he actually jumped away from that. Alright, so this is the exact reason why you're not going to want to stand up there, because that guy will jump up there, and the combination of the arrows and those 3 will probably get you killed. Just pull him down here. Very easy. So you're going to want to run over here and take out that arrow guy, because he's quite annoying, of course. Takes 2 hits. Of course, he's more armored, as you can see. come on, head down here. There's an item in here. This is the wooden shield. I would recommend using this shield only if you started as the Pyromancer. All the other shields that you start with, I believe, are better than it, except the Pyromancer, who starts with one of the worst shields in the game. So if you're a Pyromancer, definitely equip that shield. So, as you can see here, we have reached our first bonfire. So, this bonfire, as you can see, didn't put us up to 10 when we rested at it, so we want to kindle this up to 10. So we're going to use a humanity item. And we're going to kindle this fire. And like I said before, kindling the fire will give you extra Estus flasks when you rest at it. As you can see now, it gives me 10. What we're also going to do is pop all these soul items. Oops. Yeah, I just threw a firebomb. As you can see, it doesn't go very far, but you don't want to throw those for no reason like I did. So this is a long process. Usually you don't have this many soul items to pop. They just they like to give you a lot at the start of the game to help you level up. So we'll go ahead and do this quickly. Alright, so now that we've done that, we are going to level up a bit. So, I think we're going to increase our endurance some. I do like having a lot more stamina, so we'll bump that up to 14. I'll bump my strength up to 14, because some of the weapons I want to use do have a bit of a quality scaling, I believe. That being they scale with both dex and strength. I think I'll bump Dex up once more, and yep, that's all we can do, so I'm level 11 now. So, let's move on. Of course, resting at the bonfire respawns all the enemies. So, be sure to take out this guy first. Oh, be sure your targeting doesn't screw you up there. And this guy will just hit a wall there, because he's retarded a little bit. Go. Come on, boy. There we go. So yeah, just head down here, taking out these enemies. You can fight unlocked if you're feeling brave, like I am. Alright, these enemies are a little different from what we fought. These are spear-wielding hollow soldiers. They won't drop their guard at all. They're kind of dicks, but what you can do is just go up to them and give them a little kick. How you kick in this game is you press the right or the movement stick, so the left stick forward and the right bumper at the exact same time, and you'll perform a kick like so. And what a kick will normally do is it takes up a lot more of the enemy's stamina than normal, so it will kick open his shield. Be sure to not time your kick when he's doing an attack, though. So, kick open shield, and give him a thrust. And that actually one-shots it. Because when you kick open their shield, they're staggered and they take additional damage. So, just kick open their shield, and thrust. So, come over here and smash these barrels and head down here. Nice little secret area. Let's see what this message says. Try stabbing in the back. No, we're not going to. So here we go. We have a person here.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale. Alright, so this is our first vendor of the game. He sells pretty basic stuff, but let's see what else he has to say. A horrible goat demon has moved in below. And up above, there's that humongous drake and a bull demon too. If you stick around this place, it might end up being your grave.
So we got a bull demon, a goat demon, and a drake to deal with. Sounds like a day full of fun to me. So this guy sells some pretty basic stuff. He sells fire bombs, sells throwing knives. You can actually repair your weapons here. He sells Lloyd's talismans, which I didn't explain earlier, but they will, if you throw this at an enemy, they will not be able to use their Estus flask. It's very useful when you go into other people's world and they're trying to heal, or if you know that a certain enemy will use an Estus flask, like those hollow soldiers. The orange guy in the soapstone, you can put down those orange messages on the ground and leave them for other players. So if you want to help out people, buy that. The most important thing to buy for him, if you did not pick the master key, is to buy the residence key here. It costs 1,000 souls, which we do not have right now, so we will come back for that later. He also sells a bunch of weapons. He sells a lot of these starting weapons for other classes, so if you want to try out a different weapon, you can go ahead and do that. You can see here they have different scalings, like the Reinforced Club is only a strength weapon. The club is only a strength weapon too, but it actually has an A scaling in strength, so it has a much better scaling. You can see here the hand axe is a CD, so it's a quality weapon, and the rapier here apparently is also a quality weapon, but I know in fact it's not. The scimitar is a dex weapon, you can see there, BE, so it's mostly dex, a very tiny amount of strength, and so on. So if you want to try out different weapons, you can go ahead and do that, but we're going to stick with the longsword for now. So let's keep on exploring. Come over here. This guy will probably scare the crap out of you the first time and smash that barrel, so just wait for him to do this. As you can see, when he was two-handing his weapon, he did not bounce off my shield, which is pretty useful to notice. It works for players too. You usually will not bounce off of things if you're two-handing, but that does not count walls. You'll still bounce off walls. These guys are running and jump. Pretty useful time to stab them when they're recoiling from the jump. So, I'm gonna go ahead and take a sip of the Sunny D. And let's go up this ladder. And there's an item over here. So there's some throwing knives here. These are pretty useful also for range if you need to pull enemies away. Because, of course, you know, you don't have ranged, and sometimes there's a pack of 3 or 4 enemies and you don't want to fight them all at once. So it's good to try to separate them, because pulling one enemy will not pull the other ones usually. If you come over here and look, you can actually get down there, but you have to run and jump. How you jump in the game is while running, you tap the B button again and you will jump. It's important to note that if you are running and you want to roll, if you have your shield held up and you hit the B button, you will roll instead of jumping. So that's very useful in some situations if you're trying to run past enemies, because jumping will usually get you killed. But in this situation, we're going to run, jump. And we made it quite easily, as you see. And we're actually back in that first area where I said you couldn't smash anything, but these stairs were broken and we're now above them. So that enemy actually cannot get up here. And here we'll find the light crossbow. The crossbow is good. It's not really good as a main weapon. It's good for, like I said, as a permanent option to pull enemies, and we're actually going to use that as a permanent option to pull enemies. We may go to a bow, which we're not going to upgrade it, because we're just going to use it to get enemies' attention, which I would recommend in a first playthrough, because you can a lot of the times get killed by getting swarmed by too many enemies that you didn't know were there. So we're going to get hit there, get hit twice, get hit 3 times, and roll away, slash them. As you can see, the hits don't do a crazy amount of damage. You can survive a few hits easily. So we're going to take out these goons here, get some extra souls, get smacked around a little bit. So as you can see, we have over 1,000 souls now, so we're going to head back over to the merchant and purchase that residence key.
Oh, I hope you...
So we're back here and we're going to purchase the residence key. And as you can see, we'll read the description. It opens residences in the Undead Burg. I'll open several residences. Could be useful. Of course, if you have the master key, like I said, you would not need to do that. I will tell you, as a new player, this NPC, if you do kill him, does drop a substantially good weapon for dexterity characters, but I would not recommend killing him on your first playthrough. He does sell some pretty useful items, and I don't believe another NPC sells Lloyd's talismans unless you have the DLC. So, yeah, you don't want to cut yourself off if you ever need those. So we're going to head back and tag the bonfire. So we tag the bonfire, refill our Estus to full, and of course respawn the enemies. So what we're going to do is we're going to equip the crossbow. So go over here to your second right-hand slot and find the crossbow. And we're going to place it there. And crossbows take bolts, so this is the arrow slots. Go over to your bolt slots and equip these standard bolts. So we have 16 standard bolts, as you see here. If you press right on the D-pad, it pulls out the crossbow. And if we lock onto an enemy here, you can see you can shoot him for 43 damage. Get his attention. Come over here, buddy. So apparently if we let them bounce off our shield and thrust, does over 100 damage, very useful. Oh, see that that when I absorbed there, it was kind of chunky and black. It actually gave me a humanity. See, I have a humanity now and put my meter. If you kill enough enemies in an area before the boss has been killed, you will actually gain a free humanity. So it's very useful if you want to farm some extra humanity. These firebomb guys will shoot you from a distance. You can try to get them with your crossbow, or if you've purchased a bow, you can shoot them from here, but I have not, so just move across this bridge as quickly as possible and you won't pull them. What I'd recommend doing is coming into this room a bit and getting that guy's attention and then running back across the bridge, because that room is quite annoying for new players. There's 3 enemies in there and it's a small room. So just pull him over here, circle around him, and let's get a backstab on him. As you can see, there's summoning signs here. We could summon this character right here to help us, but we're not going to do that. On your first playthrough, I wouldn't recommend summoning people. It can make the game largely trivial. So if you're looking to have a lot of fun, definitely play solo. So as you can see, this guy comes over, and then this guy comes and kicks the door open. So you can just circle around here endlessly until you find a good opening that you feel comfortable. Like here, we'll kill that and then roll away quickly. And just gonna circle around this guy and also get a backstab on him. So, fairly simple way to handle that. Just circle around with your shield raised and you should be fine. Let's go in here. There's another hollow in here. Let him bounce off and stab. Very, very good strategy right there. Bounce off and you can use that through most of the game to kill enemies. Come in here. There's a chest over here. And we get the black fire bombs, which is a stronger version of the fire bombs. So we now have an even more stronger ranged option that we may use. I don't usually have huge use for these fire bombs. Most new players will go ahead and use them. I'm just not using them because I just don't have a use for them. You might have a use for them later. So best way to handle this situation is come up and then run up these stairs here, because you'll get those 2 guys' attention and they'll run up here, because that guy actually throws fire bombs, that slow walking one. So look at that, 2 for 1. Nope, actually that guy blocked it apparently and he's alive, so take him out. Yep, see, there you go, firebomb. So just take him out, weak attacks. And if you come over here, use residence key. So this is why you're going to want to buy the residence key, is you're going to want to come in here and you're going to want to open this chest. This chest contains gold pine resin. Gold pine resin applies lightning damage to your right hand weapon, and you can greatly reduce boss battle difficulty at the start of the game. We'll go more into that after. You can see I was looking at my camera here. That that hollow will walk over here if you stand about here from that way blocking. So it's a very useful way to you know, divert that 3-way battle right there into just a two-way battle. You can come out here and just make him come over here and battle you one-on-one. See, he's right here now. He's actually a spear guy, so just don't fail your kick there, and give him a little kick and a stab, as we know from before. Gonna want to run up here. There's a guy with a crossbow up here. Just take him out. He can be annoying if you let him be. Shooting at you while those other three are fighting you. So just, what we're actually going to do here is if you get close enough, you won't pull them, and if you throw a firebomb, see, they actually get, they get one-shotted, so we'll just do that here. Yep. See, they're dead. Wouldn't even take any damage. Cool. So, we'll look at the gold pine resin now. See, affected weapon inflicts rare lightning damage. Very effective against dragon family foes. We're not going to use it immediately, but it will come in use later. And I recommend you get that item. It can make many of the difficult encounters at the game much easier. So we're just going to top off our health because we haven't used an Estus yet, and I just feel like it. If you come down here, we're going to encounter a new enemy. This enemy actually does not respawn, and this is called a Black Knight. They are heavily armored and extremely difficult for new players, and the only way a new player can usually take these down is by using the gold pine resin, throwing firebombs at them and running away, or backstabbing them to death. We will probably backstab them to death because they're extremely dangerous to fight from the front. Usually their attacks are 2 or 3 hit combos, and they will usually take you out in that 2 or 3 hit combo. So let's just see if we can, if we walk up like this, you can usually get a backstab on him if you get close enough. So, nope, I didn't. And you can see there, yep, there was a 2-hit combo. So just break lock and run away. Do not fight him down there, it's much too cramped. And you're going to want to run up to this area. It's a much bigger area to circle around him. He'll come, don't worry. There he is. Alright, so keep your shield raised. And just circle around him like this, and once he presents his back to you, stab him. So, he's in a wall there. Just keep your distance. As you see, he keeps presenting his back to us, so we're just going to keep stabbing him. You're going to want to generally keep enemies away from walls, because you can get stuck in between a wall and them. So we're going to move him away from the wall. As you can see, his attacks do take up a decent amount of stamina. So we missed the backstab there. Sometimes the enemy's back is not where it appears to be. Sometimes it is where their back was just prior to swinging. Because the swinging animation doesn't change their move. See, it doesn't actually change where his back is. It just makes it look like his back is in a different location because he's swinging. So it's good to know where their back actually is. So we're going to try for some more backstabs here. So see, you don't want to get stuck in between a wall there. So just back up. Take your time with these enemies. He doesn't respawn, so it's not like you have to fight him every single time. There we go. Another backstab. That corpse was stuck in him. Oh, there we go. Another backstab. Usually you cannot perform a backstab on them when they're in the attack animation of their attack, so it's good to wait until just after they finish swinging. You can see there his back was not where it appeared to be, it was more curved to the left, and I actually found it. So let's, you can see he's almost dead there, another backstab or two should do it. You can also parry these guys if you know how. But it's also very dangerous to do because if one missed parry can usually lead to your death. So there we go. That's probably do it. Yep. So he's dead forever. He drops 800 souls, nice amount, and a Titanite chunk, which is a an upgrade stone. Basically, it will allow you to upgrade your equipment, but that is a high level one because he is quite a difficult enemy. So we'll have a lot of use for that later. So we're going to head on here. run up here. You'll see there's a barrel up here. If you run up here and just run back down, you won't get hit by it. That barrel doesn't come back, so you can just, you know, let it roll over like that. Make this guy come down here. Backstab him. As you can see, his back was also not where it exactly appeared to be. So just head up here. Alright, many mistakes new players do is they head down this way. This door is actually opened by the master key. See, I cannot open it. Things that open with the master key, usually if you're having trouble in that area, it's, you know, the master key is a gift item. You probably weren't supposed to go there yet. So as you can see, I can't go there. So for good reason, you don't want to go down there right now unless you really know what you're doing, because there's some horrible things down there, and we'll get into that later. Of course, always smash things, especially these barrels. Always smash barrels. Come up here. As you can see, there's another fog gate here, but the stairs won't let us go up further, and there's some barrels over here. What does this red sign say? Here. What is here? Oh. So this is a crystal lizard. They're basically the loot goblins of this game. You beat on them, they don't respawn, and they drop, as you can see, he dropped Twinkling Titanite, which is a rare upgrade material. They always drop 2 of them, and usually a couple of other upgrade materials. They don't respawn, and they usually disappear a lot quicker than this one does. This one does not disappear quickly, because new players, you know, they don't know that they disappear quickly. So usually during your first playthrough, you'll probably miss most, if not all, of the crystal lizards. So I'll try to help you guys get most of them. So come up here. As you can see, we've gone through another gate, and it's fog walled behind us. This usually means that this is a boss area, but there's no boss here yet. So you're going to want to assess the situation. As you can see here, there's actually a ladder. So we're going to go up here first. Always assess the situation when you come into a new area. You don't want to just run in blindly. It'll get you killed most of the time. So there's 2 archers up here. So we'll take them out. He jumped away. They pulled out their swords now. And we'll take them out. So what we're going to want to do here is, I'm going to unequip these because I don't need them, but you're going to want to throw the gold pine resin on your hotbar. We're going to go down here, and you're going to want to head out over here. Now, let's see what this sign says. Try holding with both hands. Oh yes, we will. It's also a very good thing to do around here is to hold with both hands if you're having trouble with this enemy. If you walk up to this brick right here, this brick is kind of a marker. Just look over to that archway up there and walk forward. You do this a little bit. See, there you go. Look at that. He jumps down, and what you're going to want to do is turn around and run away. And run up this ladder. And this is the Taurus Demon. That is the Bull Demon that he was talking about. As you can see, he's giant and terrifying. So we're going to come up here, and we're going to apply the gold pine resin. Switch back to your Estus Flask, and we're going to do an old plunge attack. Look at that. 450 damage. So, you're going to want to run by him. Like this. Stand about this far from him. Oh shit. Don't get hit by an attack like I did. If he goes to use a jump attack, run forward and roll like that. And after he doesn't attack, you can run up and do a running attack like that. So you're going to want to run up, bait an attack like this, and then run and do a running attack. So, bait and attack, run in. And there you go, he's down quite easily. I did get nicked there once, I shouldn't have got, but yeah, he's quite easy if you just run up to him, bait and attack, and run away. So that was the first area of Dark Souls, and I hope you guys like. There will be more coming soon, and We will catch you in the next video.